welcome back to the Collector's Corner. I have a starter deck opening. The ST-12 One Piece starter deck, Zoro and Sanji. I managed to get this quite a while ago. I was going to keep it as a sealed product, but the Mihawks, which you would have seen in one of my other videos, for this starter deck I want for my Yamato deck. So we're going to open her up. And I'm going to go through what we get. Box, always good. Got that there. There it is. The brick of the starter deck. So Zoro and Sanji. So this leader is 1 Don on. When attacking, you may return one of your characters with a cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand. Set up to one of your characters with 7,000 power or less as active. It's not a bad leader ability. I love the artwork for it, but not one that's typically used. So anyway, we'll jump in and we can go through what we get. So 10 at the back, all the white backs, as we know, they're just your Don cards. Nothing too flashy there. All right, so there's the leader. I already spoke about that. Ivankov, which is 3 cost 4k power, 1k counter. On play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck, play up to 1 character with a cost of 2, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. When attacking with this card as well, once per turn, you can draw 1 card if you have 6 or less cards in your hand. It's not a bad little card to have. It's not in any decks that I'm running or would be running in the foreseeable future, but that's your first SR, so there's 2 of those. Now the card I was after, Dracula Mihawk. So 3 cost, 4k power, 2k counter. On play, if you have 2 or less characters, play up to 1 muggy type or / attribute character with a cost of 4 or less other than Dracula Mihawk from your hand rested. So pretty good in the Yamato deck. I think you use this with Basil Hawkins as well as Kiku. I can't remember the full name of that one. Kiku is a good one, but that's the SR, so you get 2 of those. Luckily, I got another one in the illustration box, and I managed to buy another one online, so that'll be incoming. I'll have 4 of those. Next card is Kuina, 3 cost, 2k power, 1k counter. Activate main. You may rest this character. Rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Not that great of a card, but there should be 4 of those. Yep. I don't think I'd be using that in any deck. Next is Human Drill. 3 costs, 5k power, 1k counter. Just a standard card, no ability. Obviously, this has a lot to do with Sanji and Zoro, so you'd remember those guys from, I've forgotten the name, Dracula Mihawk's home. But then jumping into the next one, so we've got Perona. 4 cost, 6k power, 1k counter. Again, no ability. Not bad artwork though, so 4 of those. These are all Zoro cards at the top end. Maybe Zoro's must be all green and then Sanji's must be all blue. There you go. So next is Yusaku and Johnny. 2 cost, 3k power. Geez, I haven't seen those guys in the anime or the manga forever. 1k counter. If it's got 1 Don on it when attacking, you can choose one of the below abilities, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, or you can KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 2 or less. Again, not that I'm seeing that in any decks that are getting played. I don't think many of these cards are, but there we go. Next one, Rika, a little girl who gave Zoro rice balls. Pretty touching moment at the start of the anime, I suppose. I think Zoro really appreciated the sentiment, even though, is it Helmempo stands on him? Little prick. Anyway, so 2 costs, 0 attack, 2k counter. On play, you can rest 2 Don. If your opponent has 3 or more life cards, set up to one of your / attribute characters with a cost of 4 or less as active. Don't think that's in any play. Never seen it in like a Zoro deck or anything. Probably wouldn't really get utilised, to be honest, but there you go. Next, rolling on with Zoro. 4 costs, 6k power, no counter. When 1 Don is on him and attacking, you can rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less. I actually don't mind that card. That's not I mean, the artwork's cool, but the ability is not too bad either. It's too bad it's a brick. I don't know. Will that ever get any play? Probably not, but only 2 of those. Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say it's a pretty good ability. I only have the 2. All right, jumping into the blue cards by the looks of it now. So these should all be Sanji-based cards. So this is the Elephant True Bluefin. 1 cost, 3k power, 1k counter. Just the 4 of those, which will be the standard cards, no abilities. Here we go, Sanji. 2 cost, 3k power, with 1 Don attached. When attacking, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, this character gains 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. Actually, that's not too bad. It's a shame it's a blue card. I'm just trying to think, like maybe blue, purple, Luffy. But I think there's other cards that are probably more prominent to be played in that deck than this. But who knows? Maybe some future play there. Yep, 2 of those. Thought there might have only been 2, given the ability. Next, Charlotte Pudding. 2 cost, 2k power, 2k counter. Activate main. Return this character to the owner's hand. Not really sure what the play is with that one, if I'm being completely honest. There's no other trade-off effect. Maybe someone who's better at this game than I am might be able to shed some light there, because I can't think of why you would even want to play it out. Can't really attack, and all it does is return itself. I mean, you get your 2k counter back, but why are you playing out a 2 cost 2k attack without a blocker or something attached? Anyway, moving on. Zeph, 5 cost, 5k power, 1k counter. On play, look at 3 cards at the top of your deck, place them at the top or bottom in any order. Then when attacking, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck and play up to 1 character card with a cost of 2 rested, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. Well, I suppose Charlotte Pudding could be played in that sense, where you'd use this, play her out, and then bounce her back instantly to get a 2k in your hand, but seems like a long way to get around just getting a 2k in your hand. So anyway, moving on. Duval, the most handsome pirate on the seas. 2 costs, 1k power, 1k counter, a blocker, and on play, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, place them at the top or bottom in any order. So not bad, actually, just for a blocker. Yeah, 2 of those. There you go. Here we go, Paddy and Carney. So we got 2 costs, 4k power, 1k counter. Just your standard should be the 4. Yep. Jumping into some events here. So we've got Line Strike, which is a 2 cost, counter and main, rest up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards with a cost of 4 or less. Well, that's not bad, actually. I don't mind that. Like, it's a 2 cost, which is unfortunate. But for a counter, if you play it out, rest someone's leader, yeah, I could see it working. Like, anyway, 2 of those. I don't know if I'd play it in any deck, but there you go. Plastic Surgery Shot, what a name for a card. So it's 1 cost, it's a counter, and its ability is up to one of your leader or character cards gains 2,000 power for this battle. Then reveal 1 card from the top of your deck, play up to 1 character card with a cost of 2, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck. And that's just a 2. It's interesting that's only a 2. It's not really that good of a card, to be honest. It's a very specific setup to be able to utilise that. But there you go, guys. That's the Starter Deck 12 or ST-12, Zoro, or Roanoa Zoro and Sanji. But this is what I opened it for. The leader, because I like collecting leaders and it looks cool. And the 2 Dracula Mihawks, really powerful ability in some decks. So pretty keen to throw that in the Yamato deck that I've got and see how we go running those. But otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.